Mm. And family, I believe this is going to be a part two to this recording, because this is another direction. But we got to tell it. It's a testimony. And I imagine I may get some unsubscribers today. Some people not following Robert no more, but that's okay. It's all right. And if y'all had noticed in my recordings where I'm out walking or riding my bike, or you see me in the park sitting on the bench, you may not have seen fringes. Oh, why not, Robert? You know it's the law that you wear fringes. Oh boy. Because the Most High told me not to yet. He said, I don't want you trying to portray something on the outside that's done on the inside. That's not finished or complete on the inside. I said, okay, Pop, I won't. But I'm supposed to be wearing fringes, ain't I? And we're going to leave it at that. But the other day, my next door neighbor came out the house, no shirt on, sat on the porch and fired up a fat blunt. I said, oh boy, look at him. And I have had conversation with him and knew that he was a Hebrew, or knew that he was a professed Hebrew. I said, oh boy, look at him. So he sat there and smoked that blunt. And I had casual conversation with him, and I spoke to my other neighbor and was talking to him a little bit more. I spoke to the first neighbor that came out smoking a blunt. Then my other neighbor that I'm more, what's the word? I've known him longer. And I spoke to him, and he had just got back from a walk, and we was talking about exercising, and I was telling him I just had an open heart surgery and that I'm working on getting back in shape myself. And I didn't know, but I knew he was sick. A few months before, he had caught pneumonia and was real frail and weak. And that's what he was telling me. But back to the other neighbor. He had, and it was a point of the conversation I was having with that neighbor, the first neighbor with the blunt. I really couldn't tell if he was the same individual. Sad but true. And Tony, the second neighbor, went on in the house. Then this fella, the first neighbor with the blunt, went in the house, came back out with a shirt on with fringes. I said, I thought that was him. Family, don't you know that that's sad? But you can't tell who an individual is simply by conversation and by their actions. Because he come out on that porch, I thought that was a new man. I didn't think us brews smoke blunts like that. I didn't think us brews come out on the porch with no shirt on smoking blunts. I mean, I wouldn't. And me not judging, man, I just kept my mouth shut. I said, okay, Pop, look at hell. So we got back into a casual conversation. The very next thing came out of his mouth, you know you're supposed to be wearing fringes, don't you? Yeah, that's the law. I said, oh, okay. I said, well, how the Most High has been dealing with me about wearing fringes. He told me he didn't want me to wear fringes yet until he worked on the inside of me. Because when I was out there in the church, I was the undercover Christian for many years. I professed to be a Christian, but I was a pimp. I was a dope dealer. I was addicted to porn. I used marijuana. I used blow, snorting cocaine. I popped pills. I drank liquor. I did all these things against my body and against other folks' body. and I was living as a hypocrite. I said I loved the Most High, but I didn't. And it took a while for me to get to the place I'm at right now. And I'm saying this to myself. Because the Most High has delivered me from all them things and continuously deliver me daily, which is the hard part. Because we can say we're such and such, but we gotta live this thing. And I told him basically that the Most High is cleaning me up on the inside before he'll allow me to wear fringes again, or to wear fringes. He said, oh, I can understand that because I have a lot of shortcomings I'm dealing with myself. And I left it, family, because I could have came off and said, oh, you know, it's a law. You're not supposed to be out here hurting your body, smoking weed, and out here with your shirt off, enticing women, or whatever. And we've had a few run-ins with him and his wife, or his live-in lady. You're not supposed to be living with this lady and you're not married. Banging up the walls like rabbits. And I didn't say any of that. Because, family, you can't try to fight your own battles. But us as Joshua, we gotta do better, family. We're out here in these fringes, in these costumes, looking and sounding good, doing all this huffing and puffing and fussing, cussing out other folks, talking about they going to hell. But what about you? What kind of lifestyle are you living? Is your insides as pure as your out? That sounds like a title. Or your insides as pure as your outside? You dressed all up, saying you this, you that. But I can't tell. And the Most High sure can't tell. You got to go put on a shut before anybody can recognize you with them little fringes hanging off. But you're undercover. Your lifestyle is stank and crooked. But you telling them a man of the Most High that he's breaking the law. Because he's not trying to live an outward appearance relationship. Now when the Most High said, Robert, get fringed up, then I will. But see, family, it's not about no open show for me. No, sir. That's why he got me on the DL with these recordings. He got us right around 300, 350, 360 in our subscriptions. Because these are the ones that's gonna, my heavy hitters, as I have started saying. These are my friends. These are the ones that's gonna stick with me through thick and thin. These are the ones that's not gonna be shook when the world tried to throw some salt on our name. They can say, oh no, we've watched Robert, we've heard Robert, we've seen it, we've seen the proof. That's not Robert. You a lie. That's not our Aunt Robert, our elder Robert, our brother Robert. That's not him. He lives the life, he don't talk about it. So when I get fringed up, family, trust and believe that the Most High has allowed me to, just like he allows situations in our lives. It'll be an honor when I do put on them fringes like I used to put on my suits, my ties, thinking I'm funeral clean, however that saying go. Looking pretty. Them waves are jumping. Ain't no waves jumping no more. Clean, so fresh and so clean. No sir. See, all the things I thought was, the Most High has had to strip me. Is your outside as clean as your inside? We gotta do better, family. And this ain't only for us men, folks. It's for us sisters and the coattails also. I hear all head wrap and them long hot gowns and dresses, looking the part. Oh boy, but are you living? Oh boy, that might be another title in question. You're looking the part, but are you living? That's it. Praise the Most High. And with that, we're gonna leave it alone. Yeah, we keep this one short. Praise the Most High. You're looking the part, but are you living? And that's the script. You must be born again. We'll look it up. Not talking about being born again. Not here screaming at other people saying you going to hell, but you haven't been born again yourself. See, all of us as Yasharel family, we must come back to the adoption, which is through Yahushua HaMashiach. We still got to be adopted back into the Most High's good graces, if you would like to say. We can't just say just because we're of the skin color that we are Yasharel. No. You may be Hebrew, but that don't mean you're the Most High's children. There's a lot of folks say they are, but they're not. Praise the Most High. We're gonna let that be our time, family. But remember, you must be born again. You just can't look the part, but you gotta live it. And see, there is nothing worse, family. Nothing. Look at me. There is nothing worse, family, than thinking somebody's a child of the Most High, who by outward appearance, they appear to be righteous. But if you could look in the insides, and which comes out, yes indeed it comes out. See, them motives are being exposed this season, family. And you're going to start seeing a whole lot of folks disappointing you. But it's nothing more disappointing to a young babe in the Most High to see the true colors of their aunt or brother or sister. Like I saw in the church, nothing more disappointing. You think these folks are really for the Most High, but they don't really love the Most High or His people. They're all about themselves. Well, praise the Most High, family. Are you living a life? Why we say that? We're going to get this right. Are you looking the part, but you're not living a life today? Are you, how you say that? Are you, when you're dressed, are you dapper down in the gear that the text tells you you're supposed to have on, but the lifestyle that the text tells you to live, you're not living? Is it more important for you to point out your brothers and sisters' fault when you have the beam in your eye? There we go. That's the next text we'll get. You trying to tell me about some doggone and family, I almost said something. I said, okay. I said, well, but the Most High told me that He needed me to, that we need to work on my insides before I could try to portray anything on the outside. Yeah. Because I used to be a hoe. I used to be a hoe in the church. And that was my main thing that I spoke to that young fellow about, the church. Yeah, I used to be up in the church, a hypocrite, so many years, saying I was something that I'm not. In me, I wanted to say something so bad, but I stayed humble. And see, that's what we have to be. We have to be humble servants for the Most High, because every situation, family, He's working. We don't cut on and cut off the light, man. Or we can't cut on and cut off the light. And we can, but it's going to cost us and may cost somebody else tremendously. His understanding. So anytime you pick it up and use it, you're going to get some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding out of it. So people can take that and manipulate it to use it for their benefit. And to be controlling. we're gonna say this and we're gonna let it go. Just like the movie Eli. Man, the villain in the movie wanted the Bible so he can control the people. And family, what I'm saying in this report, we can't be like that. We can't try to take the Most High's text and use it to put people in bondage, to hurt people. See what I'm learning, family, you never know what the other individual is going through. You never know what kind of relationship they've had with the Most High. Right then and there. How dare you point your finger at another brother and you ain't living the life yourself. You're out here portraying the lifestyle of a nigga. And we all know what a nigga is. How we were before we came to the Most High. Out here running the streets, being a nigga in every way. Totally against the Most High and his people. Family, do stay up, keep pushing in the right direction. Shalom.